It is a blustery one this morning. Good morning to work out inside. Hey there guys, welcome back to another day here at Fit Life with Alicia. I am Alicia, and today I have been tagged in a weight loss tag. Now this is my first time getting tagged in anything, but I'm excited to answer these questions, and I just want to thank Nikki and G over at Too Fat, Too Furious who tagged me in this tag. I'm just out of the shower after my workout. I'm here with my trusty green smoothie / protein shake, and I am ready to answer these questions. So let's get to it. The first question is, what was your heaviest weight ever? I am not a huge one for tracking my weight. I don't get on the scale a whole lot, every once in a while, but I know that my heaviest weight was just under 200 pounds, and that was, I don't know, that was probably around 10 years ago, and I fluctuated a little bit here and there, but yeah, my heaviest is definitely like in the 190s, upper 190s. Question number 2, what is your ideal weight or size? And honestly, I'm not looking to get down super small, skinny, really thin. I just don't think I have the body type for that, nor do I want it, but I'm more concerned with feeling good. However, if I had to pick a number or a weight, I'd like to get down to 140 and see how that feels to me. See if that feels doable. Do I feel good at that weight? Is that a weight that my body will kind of settle into? I don't know. So that's kind of my tentative goal, or kind of the goal that I'm shooting for is 140. As far as size goes, somewhere between a 6 and an 8 I think would feel good to me. Again, I'm just not that concerned with being really small. I don't know that my body type is smaller than that. So that's my goal, and mainly I just want to feel good, really and truly. So we'll see how it goes. Question number 3, what eating or diet plan are you on? I am not currently following any specific diet plan or eating plan. I have done keto in the past, and I never stuck with it long enough to really see it do anything. I did a 30-day clean eating challenge back about 6 months ago during the summer of 2020, and I actually really liked that a lot. I felt really good on that. I enjoyed the food for the most part. It wasn't the easiest plan, but I felt really good on it. However, I haven't really stuck closely to that, and I'm not necessarily following that now, although I do follow some of the guidelines of that plan. Right now, I'm just trying to do what feels good to me, and sometimes that's hard to figure out, but mainly I'm just trying to cut back on junk food, processed foods, sweets and treats. I love those kinds of foods. I love to go out to eat. I love fast food. I love anything sweet and sugary. And so I just know that I have to cut back on those things. And so that is my goal, cutting way back on those things and adding in a lot more like nutrient dense foods, fruits and vegetables, lean proteins, that kind of thing. If I'm following kind of a specific plan of any kind, it's just that I give myself one treat a week, one treat night a week, usually on the weekends, where I pick one thing and I just have that one thing, and I might have a lot of that one thing, but yeah, I have one treat a week, and then Mike and I, my husband, we go out to eat usually twice a week. That is a habit that we have needed to work on for a long time because we used to eat out way too much. So now we try to eat out only 2 times a week, one lunch and one dinner, and then we try to eat at home the rest of the time and try to just, again, stay away from junk foods and processed foods. So I do okay with that, not perfectly, but it is paying off, and slowly the weight is coming off, and I do feel better when I follow this kind of loose plan of just eating healthier foods and cutting way back on the junk foods and the processed foods. Okay, so question number 4, what has been the hardest part of losing weight? And you know, there's been a lot of hard parts to this, but if I had to pick, there are 2 things that I think I struggle with the most. Number 1, and I think number 1 affects my number 2. So number 1 for me is my mindset. I'm pretty good at kind of wallowing in self-pity and struggling with negative thoughts, mostly about myself and mostly about my capabilities, whether I can do this, am I good enough to do this, am I strong enough to do this, am I capable of doing this, of getting healthy and losing weight. And I've had a lot of years of what feels like failed attempts to lose weight. And those things, those failed attempts really messed with my thinking and with my beliefs about myself, about whether I was capable of losing weight or not. And so I would say trying to work through and bust through those negative thoughts and beliefs about myself that I can't do it. So that's my number 1, and that's probably my biggest struggle for sure. With losing weight and just life in general, going after any goals, I just really struggle with believing in myself. And then number 2 is the food. I've talked about this, I love to eat. I love the junk food, I love the treats, I love the fast food, all those things. And when I'm really stuck in that negative mindset and those negative thoughts and beliefs about myself, guess what? I want to eat, right? I want to stuff my face. I want to plow the junk foods. I want to numb out with food. And so working on my mindset is helping me not feel like I need to numb out with all the foods. So those 2 kind of go hand in hand for me, and they are a definite struggle, and it's kind of an everyday struggle. I'm getting better with my mindset and all those beliefs about myself, and I don't feel as strong of a need to numb out with all the junk foods. Question number 5, what is the biggest thing or issue that you have learned about yourself? Let me think about that for a minute. I'm going to go back to mindset on this one and realizing that my mind and my negative thinking is what holds me back. It's not my capabilities. It's not that I can't do it. It's that my negative thinking holds me back in every way. And I've spent a lot of years afraid to really tackle this weight loss journey because I didn't believe I could do it. And that held me back. It wasn't that I couldn't exercise every day. It wasn't that I couldn't eat the right foods. I know how to do all the right things. It's just, again, working with my mind. And so learning that I really can do it if I work on my thinking. And again, I know that's kind of just repetitive from the last one, but my thinking holds me back. And I guess it's really good that I recognize that so that I can work on it. Also, I realized I was just really adverse to doing the hard work that it takes to lose weight. This is not an easy journey, and it takes hard work every day, day in and day out, consistently. Not perfectly, but consistently. And that was something that I really shied away from. Again, I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't really believe in myself, but eventually I got sick of my excuses. I got sick of wallowing in those pity parties, of feeling sorry for myself and just feeling just gross and yucky all the time because I wasn't taking good care of myself. And eventually staying stuck in that became harder than doing the hard work. So I'm learning to enjoy the hard work for one, and I'm learning that the hard work pays off. It's not easy, it's not fun, it's usually boring, but I am feeling better than I have ever in my adult life, and I know it's because I finally buckled down and decided to do the hard work anyway. So 2 thumbs up for hard work. Not always fun, but totally worth it. Okay, number 6, how do you handle sweet tooth cravings? Wow, okay, this is a really good question and something that I have struggled with for such a long time. If I had to pick what kind of food is hardest for me to stay away from, it's definitely the sweets and the treats. And I guess one thing I could start with is I have a green smoothie every day that has only fresh or frozen fruit and lots of greens and some protein in it, and just water, and it's pretty sweet. I don't need to add any sweeteners. I don't need to add any extra sugary anything, but the yogurt, I guess I do add a protein, a Greek yogurt to it that has a little bit of sweet in it, and then my fruits that I add to that. I get a dose of sweet first thing in the morning after my workouts, and that helps me a lot. Also, just focusing on my why. Why am I trying to do this? Why am I doing this hard work? I just want to feel good. And I know when I indulge in those sweet treats, and usually when I indulge in them, I eat way too much of them. And then I end up feeling yucky. I end up feeling sick and just tired and groggy, and I have no energy, and it makes me feel grumpy. And then I'm a grumpy mom, and I'm a grumpy wife, and then I feel guilty for that. And then I want to turn around and eat those sweet treats again. So it's kind of this vicious cycle that if I stop and think about it, I really want to avoid that. I can't afford to do that and feel like I'm as good a mother and a wife and just a happier person if I let myself indulge too much in those sweet treats and that sweet tooth that I have. And so honestly, it's not necessarily so much about just powering through and having willpower to stay away from that stuff, although that is part of it. But the biggest thing that helps me is just focusing on, why am I doing this? Why do I want to avoid eating these junk foods? I just want to feel good. I want to have energy. I want to be a nice person. And I feel like those foods oftentimes don't help me do those things. They don't help me reach those goals. And if I think ahead a little bit, if I want to plow that plate of cookies or, that candy bar or 2 or 3 candy bars, I make myself think ahead and not just eat in the moment, but think ahead first. Yes, I'm going to enjoy this treat in the moment. Yes, I really want this. I really, really want this. But how am I going to feel afterwards? I'm probably going to need a nap because I'm going to have a sugar crash. I'm probably going to get that brain fog that's going to make me feel frustrated. I'm going to feel maybe guilty. I'm going to be grumpy. I'm just not going to have the energy that I want to finish out my day the way that I want to. And, my long-term goals, I'd like to lose some more weight. And so eating those sweet treats, if I think a little farther into the future after eating it, and I realize how much I'm going to not enjoy the way that makes me feel, it's oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes enough for me to stay away from the sweets. Not always. Not perfect at it. But that's okay. This helps me a lot, and I'm doing way better with the sweet tooth cravings than I've ever done in my life. So focusing on the why, thinking about the ramifications that come afterwards, and it's enough to most of the time stop me in my tracks. Thank goodness. Okay, only 2 questions left. So number 7, how do you stay motivated to keep moving or working out? This one is easier for me, although it hasn't always been easy for me. I've been working out for a lot of years. I've been going to the gym. I love indoor cycling classes and just group fitness classes. So years ago, I kind of figured out what I like to do as far as movement and as far as working out, and I just do the things I like. Now, I don't always feel motivated to do those things. Most days when I know I need to get out and get my workout in, I don't want to. And a lot of times I find other things to do and I waste time, and then eventually I just know I got to get out and do it. So I think one of the most important things is finding things that I like doing, that I enjoy doing, that make me feel good, especially if I can get that runner's high after my workout, that just excited, happy, high feeling. If you've never experienced that, it's a really good feeling, and sometimes that doesn't come until you get a kind of a good hard workout in. But I really like that feeling. Also, I talk about this so much in most of my videos, how important exercise is for my mental and emotional health. And I would say these last 6 months, exercise has become more important to me for those 2 things than any other reason. I do it to stay in shape. I do it because I want to take care of my body, super important. But I think that the thing that motivates me the most is that it helps me mentally and emotionally, just chill out. I struggle a lot with anxiety. I struggle with depression. And I know that if I don't do those few key things to take care of myself, I can kind of spiral down into that dark hole, if you will, of depression and anxiety and those kind of negative thoughts and feelings that sometimes really can hold us down, right? And can really just drag us down and make us feel not good. And Exercise helps me stay on top of those things, and it helps me manage those things, and it helps me manage just the stresses of everyday life. And I know that when I work out, I'm just more calm, I'm more chill. Again, I can be a better mom and a better wife and just a happier person if I move my body in some way that I enjoy at least somewhat. Again, 2 thumbs up for exercise. Okay, question number 8, last question. What is your goal for 2021 concerning the weight loss journey that you're on? Honestly, I think I'm going to sound like a broken record. I just want to feel good. And so doing all these things that I've talked about in all these questions, just taking good care of myself, taking good care of my body, taking care of my mental and emotional health has become kind of a passion for me. The more I dial into it and get better at it, the better I feel. And so it's been really worth doing the hard work to kind of figure all of this out. And it's taken me years to get to this point, but it's been totally worth it. And so I guess if I have specific goals for this year, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. Keep working on my food. Keep working on cutting back on the junk foods. Keep working on adding more nutritious, nutrient-dense foods into my diet, because I also know that's going to make me feel good, not just physically, but it's also going to help me mentally and emotionally as well. And getting those daily exercises, those daily workouts in also help me with all of those things. And just, working on my mindset. And little by little, I'm learning to believe in myself, and I'm learning that I can do this. But again, it's just doing that hard work. So I plan to just keep doing what I've been doing because it's working. And eventually, maybe what I've been doing won't be enough, and I will need to tweak it, and I'll need to readjust. I think I will know when it's time to change things up and do things differently. I know that I will start to maybe feel kind of stagnant, kind of bored with what I'm doing. Right now, I'm feeling pretty happy, pretty excited, pretty lit up about what I'm doing. And so I know that I'm doing the right things right now. Okay, so thank you once again to Nikki and G for tagging me in this. That was really fun to answer those questions and kind of enlighten me on my little journey that I'm on. So I'm just going to tag a couple of people on this. If you feel so inclined to answer these questions, I would love to see your answers in your videos. So I'm going to tag Rachel at 100 Pounds of Gratitude and Deanna at Adventures with Deanna. Would love to hear from you guys. This is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you weren't too bored. And I really appreciate your support. And if you feel so inclined, please leave me a comment. Please like, subscribe. I would love to continue this journey with you as well. Let's see, what else was I gonna say?